Have you ever picked up your phone to check just one quick thing, and then suddenly 30 minutes have vanished, and you have absolutely no idea why you picked it up in the first place? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dig into how our attention became a product and what we can do to take it back. Okay, let's dive right in.
You know that feeling, right? You find yourself just endlessly scrolling when you were supposed to be doing something else. Or maybe you feel that little buzz of anxiety when you're away from your phone for too long. If that sounds familiar, it's because it's pretty much a universal experience now. It's not just you.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down the challenge we're all facing. Then, we're going to pull back the curtain on why these devices are so darn hard to put down. After that, we'll look at the real-world impact, arm you with a practical toolkit for change, and finally, zoom out to see how our world is starting to adapt to all this.
All right, so let's start with the basics. What are we even aiming for here? What does a healthy relationship with our technology actually look like?
This is the goal right here. Digital well-being isn't about throwing your phone in a river. It's about using technology consciously with intention and balance so that it's actually serving you and making your life better, not worse. It's all about putting you back in the driver's seat.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting. To get why we struggle so much, we have to understand the system we're all in. It's called the attention economy, and believe it or not, your focus is its most valuable product.
This quote from Nobel laureate Herbert Simon, get this, from way back in the 70s. He basically predicted the future. He saw that in a world with infinite information, the one thing that becomes truly scarce is our attention. And today, that's the whole ballgame. Tech companies are in an all-out race to capture and monetize every single second of it. So how exactly do they do it?
Well, what's wild is just how deliberate this all is. Take a look at this. Infinite scroll gets rid of natural stopping points, like the bottom of a page, so you just keep on going. And variable rewards, that's just a fancy term for those unpredictable notifications that give your brain a tiny hit of dopamine, the same chemical that makes gambling so addictive. It reinforces the habit of checking, over and over. And then you've got the likes and shares, which play directly on our basic human need to feel validated, kicking up anxiety and that fear of missing out.
So here's the most important thing I want you to take away from this section. If you struggle to put your phone down, it is not a personal failing. It is not a lack of willpower. You are literally up against systems designed by armies of engineers to hijack the reward pathways in your brain. It's a slot machine in your pocket, and the house almost always wins.
Now, this isn't just some theoretical problem, you know. It has very real, measurable consequences, especially for young people. Let's take a look at what the research is telling us. According to a 2025 CDC report, this is the percentage of teenagers with high daily screen time, we're talking 4 or more hours outside of schoolwork, who report symptoms of clinical anxiety. 27.1%. Let that sink in for a second.
And here's the contrast. For teens with lower screen time, that number drops to 11.3%. I mean, that is a staggering difference. The data is pretty clear. There is a significant link between high screen use and struggling with mental health.
A big part of the reason why is something called the displacement effect. It's simple, really. Time you spend staring at a screen is time you're not spending doing other things that are vital for your health. Nearly half of high-screen users have irregular sleep. More than half don't get enough physical activity. And it's pushing out crucial green time, just time spent outside in nature, which we know is one of the best ways to combat the strain of modern life.
Okay, that was the tough part. But this explainer is not about doom and gloom. It's about empowerment. So let's pivot to the solutions. Here is a whole toolkit of practical, actionable strategies you can use to start taking back control. So the big idea here is not elimination, it's about optimization. The philosophy is called digital minimalism, and the core idea is really simple. Start thinking of your technology as a set of tools you use intentionally for specific goals, instead of a constant source of distraction that uses you. So one of the most powerful ways to put this into practice is something called the digital declutter, from the author Cal Newport. Think of it as a 30-day reset. For a month, you take a break from all the optional tech in your life. During that time, you actually go out and reconnect with hobbies and activities you enjoy in the real world. Then, after the 30 days are up, you very intentionally reintroduce tech, asking of each app, does this truly add significant value to my life?
But hey, maybe you're not ready for a full 30-day challenge. No problem. Here are some quick wins you can literally do today. Switch your phone to grayscale. It instantly makes the screen way less stimulating. Practice the one screen rule. If you're watching TV, the phone is put away. Turn off all notifications except from actual human beings. And finally, create sacred tech-free zones. The bedroom and the dinner table are great places to start. Just set up a central charging dock for all devices to live on overnight.
And what's awesome is that the tools to help you do this are already built right into your phone. I mean, both Android and Apple have things like focus mode, which lets you pause distracting apps when you really need to concentrate. Bedtime or sleep modes will turn your screen grayscale and silence alerts to help you wind down, and you can set hard time limits on specific apps that you know are your biggest time wasters. The tools are right there, waiting for you to use them.
All right, so now let's zoom out one last time and look at the bigger picture. Because while all these individual actions are powerful, we're also starting to see these broader systemic changes that are tackling the problem at a societal level.
Check this out. It's called the Right to Disconnect movement, and it's really gaining steam all over the world. Countries like Australia, Spain, and France have passed actual laws that protect an employee's right to not respond to work emails and messages after hours. It's a direct pushback against that always-on culture that tech created, and it's all about preventing burnout and protecting our personal time.
And companies themselves are adapting with new ways of working. An asynchronous first approach basically moves away from that pressure for an immediate response. It puts the focus on clear, written communication in shared spaces instead of constant real-time meetings and chats. This actually lets people do deep, focused work and respects everyone's time and attention.
So, there you have it. We've gone from the problem to the personal solutions to the big picture shifts. The tools are there, and the momentum for change is building. And that brings us to the final and most important point. A question for you. After seeing all of this, what is the one small, simple habit you're going to change, starting today, to begin reclaiming your own focus?